It is my pleasure this evening to present the culmination of many months of hard work from a visioning process that we began last fall in October with our community and all of our stakeholder voices through the Portrait of a Learner process, moving into strategic planning to tonight presenting you with the final strategic plan and seeking the board's approval. And as you can see some movement on that image on the screen, it is about evolution. It is about taking the very strong foundational pieces, the amazing things that we have going with the wonderful team that we have in our district, the community that we serve, and the kids that we serve, and evolving together. Before we zone in on the strategic plan and start looking toward the future, I did just want to invite you to spend a couple minutes and bring some closure to the school year and just kind of pause and reflect, because we covered a lot of ground in some not so easy times this past school year. And so we want to reflect on that, of course, celebrate. We have so much to celebrate, and learn and grow together. And this is what this is about. So just a quick 365 days in review. The irony is kind of strong when you think about how we just parceled the year down into 2 minutes of pictures that really show some of the great highlights and successes. We know that that did not come without a lot of hard work, through a lot of challenges, a lot of obstacles. But it's exciting to kind of stop and take stock that even in difficult circumstances, we were able to come together and continue to adapt and accomplish so much together. So we learned a lot, but we also know that we can continue to do more and continue to grow together. And so while we were focused on getting through the year and adapting to all the twists and turns that came and dealing with a lot of the challenges of getting back together in person, of being people, of coming together for the littles and the bigs, we knew that at the same time we had to be looking forward to the future. We knew that despite the challenges of COVID and health-related circumstances and everything that came along with that, that we needed to be thinking to the future. So in the background, we engaged with our community of stakeholders, more than 100 stakeholders from students and parents, families, community partners, staff members, leaders, and business partners throughout the community. We engaged in a strategic planning process just on the heels of our Portrait of a Learner process, and I've shared updates with the board and the community about that, which was our collective vision of our aspirations for what it is that we want for every learner when they leave Valley View School District. So in addition to those strong academic, social, emotional skills, what are those skills, habits of minds, and competencies that we want for our learners? And we engaged in the strategic planning process right after the portrait process, and we wrapped that up just this past spring. So it really spanned the whole course of a year and involved many different voices, involved us doing analysis of the current state, what is working well, what does our stakeholder voice tell us, what can we hear from their feedback to really zone in on how to improve in many different areas, and best prepare our kids for the world that we know is very complex and is changing every single day. And in this process, it was really important, and this is why I think in the pause and the reflection on the year previous, that we really do take stock of getting back to our why. Why are we here? What is it that we come to work for, that we get our kids up every morning for? What is it that we want for our kids and for our community? And in my mind, the best voice you can always listen to is our kids' voice. And what is it that they see as kind of their hopes and dreams and aspirations? What do they want their learning experience to look like? What are they finding to be works for them and maybe not doesn't work for them? And we have a lot to learn from our kids. And if we listen, I think if we tune in, we really get back to our why and we remember why we're doing this work. And it's really critical. So I want you to spend a few moments now spending some time listening to some of our children's voices, which we've spent a lot of time doing in this process. So getting back to our why when we think about vision, big picture, what it is we want, and thinking about the nitty-gritty, how are we going to build this experience and build a plan that's going to get us there, is really critical. So let's get back to our why.
When I first learned math in kindergarten, I started to like it, so I decided to keep going, and it's working out for me.
When I'm messing with my teachers, and then they just play with me back.
Teachers make the class from a boring class to an overall exciting class, and there's a lot of teachers out there that do that.
Probably the good learning strategies and recess, playing with my friends.
And today is Extra Motor Day.
Care for them and show empathy and sympathy.
I feel like someone always needs a friend. If someone's alone, they might not feel like they belong here. So I feel like everyone should have that at least one person or a group of friends, so they felt like they belonged with a group of people or in the school in general. And I feel like if everyone felt like they belonged here, there would be less confrontation and a lot more kind words in the hallways.
Making sure that they're comfortable, not out of the picture from everybody else.
To make it more fun, try to bring it to be more interactive.
Make it more hands-on, make us get up. It's really easy to fall asleep in school, so doing something that keeps me awake is fun. It makes it easier to learn because I'm doing something that I enjoy.
I would make the instruction more individualistic so that every learner feels like they are being helped individually instead of one of a class.
What makes me feel special is my teacher, Leon. He teach me stuff like how to be nice and stuff like that, and that makes me feel special.
My friend Colson, he's my best friend, and he always plays with me when I feel sad and stuff.
Teachers and friends helping me move along and getting to know all the amazing things about life.
Definitely a bunch of my teachers, they're all caring and kind. They always listen to me. They always respect my opinions or personality, and they're overall just really all caring teachers.
How most people are kind to me.
Because when I do quizzes and math tests, at first I doubt myself. The next minute, I don't. I believe in myself, and that's what you do.
It helped me learn to not, make it worse. So I got to handle the situation myself so I won't get in trouble.
If we problem solve it, we put us in the calm down corner.
Example, if we're doing a group project and someone doesn't agree with the group or things like that, then you have to kind of work through it on your own, and that
like without the help from the teacher most of the time. So they kind of teach you to solve problems on your own.
Setting a good example for the little ones.
Teachers and friends helping me along the way so I don't have to figure out everything by myself.
So sometimes when people get hurt, I help them. I be friends with them. I don't be mean because I like being nice to one of my friends.
It teaches me kindness, new lessons, and things that I'm not supposed to do.
I guess teamwork, like during certain classes, it helps be able to bring people together and not argue.
Instilling in me life skills.
School helps me communicate more and be more open with myself and how I feel on certain things, and also communicate with other people that have, or dialogue with other people that have that same mindset or different mindsets that I can learn off of or even explore more into.
Well, I learn about different types of people, and I know how to act with them usually.
Something I wish adults knew about me as a learner is that every day I feel different and I learn in a different way. And sometimes I will need help, and some days I want to do it all individually, and some days I might want to work with a partner.
I need time to practice. That I need harder math. Like, I need to be in not really a challenge program, but I need harder math than what the class is doing.
I wish adults knew that learning isn't as easy as it looks. It's actually pretty difficult to stay serious during class all the time. So I wish that they took humor more seriously.
I guess that a black man could be a leader.
My name is Skylar, and I am every learner.
My name is Armani, and I'm every learner.
Hi, I'm Andrew, and I'm every learner.
Hi, my name is Wenley, and I am every learner.
My name is Theo, and I'm every learner.
Hi, my name is Jacob, and I am every learner.
My name is Bianca. I am every learner.
All right, so just some of the powerful voices of a few of our learners. But the strategic planning process and the visioning process is very personal. It's not just about putting words on paper, it's about remembering who we serve and listening to our students, listening to our staff, listening to our families, our community, and really upholding and elevating those voices so that we can do the best we possibly can for our kids together. And that's what we are here for, is engaging, re-engaging, and elevating those great things that we're doing, and truly taking stock of where we can improve and how we can continue to better create a school experience that prepares our kids for the changing world. So as shared with you previously, the Portrait of a Learner competencies are outlined on the screen in front of you, and those are the 21st century skills. So that's the skills, habits of mind, the literacies that we want all students to have in addition to their academic skills, so they have that deeper learning experience. So empathetic citizen, critical thinker, effective communicator, and adaptive learner. And the portrait goes into detail about what that looks like, but as you'll see in the strategic plan, really developing a progression is one of our very first tasks that we have to do for what that looks like across the pre-K-12 and post-secondary spectrum, and then how do we measure that, and then how do kids demonstrate that and build those skills very intentionally as they work and grow inside of the system. And so the strategic plan was developed in service of ensuring that every learner is met with experience, opportunity, and an assurance that they have the ability to develop these skills while they're building their strong academic and social emotional skills. And the strategic plan priorities were parceled down into four main categories, the four priority areas: learning and growth, equitable systems, responsive and caring culture, and stewardship of resources and empowerment. So this is a lot of words to take in, but I'm going to kind of break this down for you, and I want to share with the community, the board is aware of this, that we have a document attached on board docs that Upon board approval and finalization will be posted online. That is there to see the greater detail in each priority area, to see the specific objectives and strategies that are linked to that. And the board was provided that for a preview last month in each of these areas. So we will continue to communicate regarding those, but tonight is just a preview of what we are seeking the board's approval on. In the priority area of learning and growth, every learner will be provided equitable access to high-quality instruction so that students succeed with the skills and knowledge to persevere through, advocate for, and take ownership of their own learning. So if you look at the handout and the booklet that provides an overview of the strategic plan, it looks like this, and is linked in online. You see that broken down. If you flip to the next page, page 17, you see learning and growth broken down into each objective area. So that's the blue bar that you see. And underneath that is broken down into the strategies. So those are the specific things that we are going to do to accomplish that objective, because it is so critical to us that in the area of learning and growth that those things occur. High quality instruction, skills and knowledge to persevere, advocate for, and take ownership of their own learning. So in great detail, you can see the objectives that are outlined and the strategies in each of those areas. So what you don't see is the specific action plans attached to those. Upon board approval, the action plans, the draft action plans will be finalized, and the metrics that we will use to measure growth in those areas, both qualitative and quantitative, will be what we report back to the board and the community on as we are implementing these strategies and reporting our progress. So this is how we're doing in implementing these strategies. This is how we know how we're doing when we're implementing these strategies, and this is the impact that we are seeing as a result of this. And that can be measured in many ways. That can be measured in academic ways. It can be measured through survey, feedback from students, feedback from staff, in each of the areas that are identified there. If you flip to the next priority area, you see the area of equitable systems. Valley View School District will remove barriers to success for every learner by ensuring equitable practices, access to resources, and inclusive opportunities in order to eliminate disparities in academic and social outcomes. So this is essentially about all that we do to build systems that support a responsive approach to student success in schools. And if you flip to the next page, you see the objectives again outlined on the blue bars, and the specific strategies are listed below. If this is the first time you're seeing this, I know this is a lot to take in, but please keep in mind that we did spend months developing this. There was months of review with different individuals reading this and giving feedback on this. Board member Pero participated in that process, and then the board in its entirety has also previewed this as of 1 month ago. So again, the specific strategy implementation will be finalized in draft action plans with the associated measures that we will use to monitor strategy implementation and impact. All right, and we can move forward. Interspersed through the booklet, you'll see the faces of many of our learners and see the words that many of them had shared. That's our friend Jared from RC Hill, and they are a really prominent face and voice in this whole process, as they will continue to be in all of our work. We can flip back to the next priority area. Okay, so next is responsive and caring culture. By creating a responsive and caring culture throughout Valley View School District, we will ensure every stakeholder is cared for, respected, and valued. In these conditions, students, staff, and families will feel a sense of belonging and significance, which promotes students attaining their highest potential. And if you dig in a little bit deeper to this priority area, you see the objectives really zone in on a sense of belonging and a positive and welcoming school environment for students, as well as a positive culture and climate and welcoming work environment for staff. And then the third objective is about family and school partnership with an inclusive and authentic engagement, where families have agency and are empowerment to support their students' growth and learning. And we are providing tools and resources and partnership to be able to do that. This is such an important part to all of the work we do in Valley View School District. And under each objective area, you can see the specific strategies that we have really highlighted as key things that need to occur in order to accomplish that objective. And so like the other priority areas, these draft action plans will be finalized upon board approval, and those will be the pieces that we regularly monitor and report on to the board and to internally and externally as well. And then moving forward to the fourth priority area is stewardship of resources and empowerment. We will invest and allocate resources intentionally and provide equitable and impactful opportunities and support through human capital, technology, facilities, and infrastructure. We will actively empower a variety of stakeholders to engage in our school community to maximize the positive impact on our children and community. So again, this is a big picture statement, the priority statement, which we hold as critical in order to accomplish the shared vision that we have for our kids. And each of the objectives digs in a little bit deeper because this is a very all-encompassing thing. This is essentially all of the resources that we have, human capital, financial, facilities, all of the support departments that help ensure that we have a positive and welcoming and safe work and school environment. So the first objective focuses on recruitment, development, and retention of staff. The second focuses on optimizing and leveraging resource utilization. So looking at enrollment and programming trends and populations studies, and looking at how our departments are servicing the district and how they are allocating their time and energy and resources towards the priorities that the district has outlined. The third objective is ensuring that we maintain high levels of financial excellence, transparency, and equitably allocating resources to support the needs of our kids. So again, the strategies dig into that a little bit further. And the fourth objective is about empowering stakeholders, including those without children in our schools, to engage in our school community and support our vision for our children and to be of reciprocal benefit to one another. So this is about telling our story, this is about outreach and input, and this is about using feedback from advisory groups or surveys and ensuring that we build a broader shared ownership with our entire school community. So if we flipping back to the main presentation, in the booklet also contains some additional information in appendices with some definition of key terms. We know that as much as we try to make it reader-friendly, that educational jargon always creeps in, and we want to ensure that there's shared understanding, so there is a glossary of terms as well. And this is essentially an overview of all the 4 priority areas, the associated objectives and strategies in each of our 4 priority areas. And so what's next? The launch phase is to seek board approval on the strategic plan and finalize the draft action plans. And then this would allow us to move into the implement and succeed phase. So we would be able to take those plans and put those into action. Now, we are fully aware that many of the things that we have outlined here, we are saying continue or elevate or further implement. Though there are many of these things that are already in motion. The concept of strategic planning or associated action plans and like new ideas can feel very overwhelming. And I'll be honest that for any viewer at home right now or anyone who had not seen this before, it does feel very overwhelming. And so our job is to make sure that it is something that we can all take small bites of, that we can all feel comfortable with outlining the pace and the how we go about implementation, and that we're responsive about it. So we take stock of where we currently are with implementation of many of these things, and then we take slow steps where we need to, and we accelerate in other areas as well. And this is a all-in plan. Each of us will play a role, different roles depending on the level at district, building, team, classroom, student level, but we all play a part, and we're all working toward a shared goal, shared priority areas in the service of accomplishing that vision for every learner. And so ensuring that every student has this intentional, very purposeful, equitable school experience that gives them the experiences, the opportunities, and the access to grow and develop those skills, and to also grow and develop their academic skills, so that when they leave us, they are choice ready. They can determine if they want to go into college, career, post-secondary training, enroll, enlist, whatever it is their choice and their post-secondary pathway. They've been working on that all throughout their time with us in Valley View, and they are prepared and they are choice ready when they leave us. So that is where we are tonight as we are looking ahead and looking to implement a strategic plan. With a strategic plan, there is trepidation because it may feel like something new, but it's also excitement because there's the opportunity to continue to elevate and be even more intentional about the really good work we're doing, and be even more intentional in making sure that we are fully servicing every learner to the greatest capacity that we have. And that is something that is very exciting. So we're looking forward to charting that course ahead, looking forward to reaching that vision for all of our learners. And I did want to make a final note as we close here, that you may have noticed, as I shared in May, that we are going to be revealing our rebranding in July. Well, it is now July. And so I just wanted to share this video that we did share on social media to communicate with the community, because a brand is an important part of our identity as a district. And as we evolve together, we're not changing who we are or what we're about. We have the same purpose. We are here for our people. We are in this together, but we are evolving. And that's what our brand represents with the changing logo. So in closing of this presentation, I would just like to share that brief promo that we shared on social media.